Welcome to day 3 of the 24 days of Sonic. This is Sonic 3, and first and foremost, I'm going to apologize for the god-awful audio for the intro. I said in the last video, my capture device and software were not the best with audio, so there you go. But this is Sonic 3, not Sonic 3 and Knuckles, not Sonic 3 Complete. This is Sonic 3 off of the Sonic Jam collection for the Sega Saturn. This special stage alone was very difficult to do with the Saturn D-pad. I like the Saturn D-pad for a lot of things, but for playing Sonic, I'm not the biggest fan of the Saturn controller. As this, the next game, and the next 2 games after this will show that I do not like the Saturn D-pad at all for playing Sonic games. So this is Sonic 3 though. Most people say, this Knuckles, the real version of the game, is the best Sonic game, and hard to argue. It's not my favorite, but I do think it is the best. It's a very long game. There's a lot of levels, a lot of acts, a lot of stuff to do. A lot of emeralds to collect in stages like this. And as you see, I failed here. The damn D-pad, I was not feeling it for it, but not trying to really collect all the emeralds anyway for these things. But yeah, Sonic 3, like Sonic 2, I have a lot of fond memories with, and I have a lot of versions of this. I have this on the Xbox Live. I have it on Sonic Jam Collection. I have numerous compilations with this game on it, and I have numerous actual Genesis cartridges of this game. So yeah, this is it. This is the godfather, I guess, the motherlode of all the Sonic games, especially for the Genesis era, for the 16-bit era. You got everything in this game. Multiple playable characters, tons of levels, like I said, and just so much to do. And there's a lot of exploration, and you got a bunch of new different power-ups here. You have the electric shield, which, as its power to attract rings, it gives you a double jump and blocks the very rare and few electrical attack. But definitely was cool for them to implement more power-ups, more shields than just the standard shield. You got this, you got the fire shield, you got the bubble shield. You could tell they took their time on it. Visually, this is the best looking one on the 16-bit generation. Audioly, sound amazing. The whole thing that for the part, at least for the Sonic 3 half, the late great Michael Jackson worked on it, and that's pretty cool. If it's true, I haven't seen too many, sources that have been credible enough to say that that's true. But if it is, that's pretty awesome. MJ did have a little bit of a working relationship with Sega. They did develop an arcade game, Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, as well as a Genesis port of Moonwalker. So, who's to say it didn't happen, but definitely the best soundtrack is Sonic 3 and Knuckles. For Sonic's, before you got real music, before you hit, the Dreamcast, where you started having, Crush 40 and stuff, doing all the Sonic songs. But, this definitely showed the power of the Sega Genesis, and why, there were certain things this could do that Super Nintendo couldn't. The old adage, Genesis does what Nintendo. Well, this game does show some stuff, and there obviously are things that Nintendo could do that Sega just couldn't do, As well as this game sounds, there are a lot of games on the Genesis that sound horrible and have really bad music and have that, what they call the Genesis twang. But this game, you won't find that. But yeah, this is a standard, first zone of the game. And one thing you noticed earlier is when you beat a zone, or when you beat an act, actually, you didn't have to wait for a new screen or whatever. You went right into the next act, and that's pretty cool that they did that. You know. But I think Angel Island does a very, very good job of introducing the player to a few of the new shields. All the new shields actually are on Angel Island Zone. There's enough of those rings to collect to get a bunch of Chaos Emeralds in to practice the special stages. So Angel Island definitely introduces you to a lot of the new mechanics and stuff in this game, which is really good. Introduces you to stuff, even water. So there's no real reason why the player should be surprised at too much later on in the game, because you've already been introduced to it and taught how to deal with it. But a typical Robotnik boss battle, early one, nothing too hard. Fire Shield, as you saw, makes you invulnerable to those fire attacks he did. But that's Angel Island. Definitely holds a lot of significance for the story of this game and of some of the characters, beyond this game. Like that douchebag right there who, what a jerk. Now we're in a zone that has a lot of controversy, mainly because of the name. Hydrocity, Hydro City. How it's spelled, you pronounce it Hydrocity. It's one word. There's no hyphen, there's no space, comma, or anything. It's separated. But with that said, I definitely call it Hydro City. Just because that's what I used to call it, as a kid, and it's what I know it as. But for a water-based zone, it's not that bad. I never really feel like, even without the bubble shield, as you see, I just lost it. Even without it, I never really feel like I'm at a threat to drown. As opposed to, Labyrinth, where, I'll wait 30, 40 seconds to get a new bubble because the fear of drowning in that game is so real, and it's just, it moves so slow. As here, we're in a water-based zone, and look how fast we're going. So, if more water-based zones were, I guess, like this, and even like Aquatic Ruin in Sonic 2, I don't think people would complain about them that much, because this zone is very explorative. You can time out here easily, and not because of how slow the water is, but because of the opportunity to get the special stage rings. Even though this is a remix, the Hydro City music is really, really good, as is all the music in this game. But this one definitely is pretty good. Yeah, here I had some problems. Not really realizing, when you jump off immediately, you're gonna use the bounce attack that you get with the bubble. So, but trial and error. That's what these games were definitely about back in the days. I didn't get Sonic 3 right away. I got Sonic and Knuckles individually before I got Sonic 3, which is pretty weird and not orthodox at all. But I played Sonic 3 rather, but before I even had a Genesis, and I thought it was so much fun. Thought the music was cool. I thought Sonic's new look was really nice. I thought he moved good. I thought the stages were really fun and interactive. And it felt short though. Me and my friends, we thought it was short, and then you realize it's not the full game. The full game is still to come out with Knuckles. But that's an easy boss. So I guess what the question is for everyone is, what is your favorite zone to play in Sonic 3? Or even Sonic 3 Knuckles, but I prefer, the Sonic 3 half. What's your favorite zone in Sonic 3? And what is your favorite music piece from Sonic 3? Mine for the Sonic 3 part would definitely be Ice Cap for the music piece, and this would come in second, Hydro City, and for actual zone to play, probably Launch Base, the last zone of the game. I really much enjoyed Launch Base. As you can see though, like, we're not really in the water too much. We are now, but like for the majority of the level, we're not really at a threat to drown, and we're not really moving slow. We're still moving fast even in the water there. We're still able to move fast. That's something this game got right. This game got the balance right, I think, with difficulty and with, yeah, that was sort of dickish there, but basic enemy placement, I think this game got it right. There's a right amount of challenge, as well as an amount of fairness. And it controls so well that if you die or anything, that's on you. It's not the game's fault. And not a lot of games can say that. Not a lot of older games, I guess, could say that. But yeah, like, my thing is, think about this. It's been 240 already in this act alone, and I haven't even looked or played any of the special stages. Think of how much longer it can be when you're searching for rings and you're going through the special stages. It's real easy to time out in this game because of that, and I think that's a good thing. The timing out thing sort of sucks, but the fact that you're able to play a level in a 2D game like this for that long because you're exploring, it's pretty awesome. Yeah, Knuckles, you'll get yours, don't worry. You will get yours. So here we go, the Robotnik boss of Hydro City. That's another thing I didn't mention. Sonic has a new attack right there, as you can see, the Insta Shield. And his Insta Shield, basically, it allows him to take a hit, for the most part. It shields him against an attack, if you time it perfectly. Yeah, I fail here. I remember that. But his Insta Shield's really good, especially in the final. Well, if you just play Sonic 3 alone, there's a final boss that the Insta Shield basically makes to be nothing. It dominates and owns him completely. Now, I said in Sonic 2 that Knuckles, is the hard mode and stuff of that. In this game, it is no shit. Knuckles is the hard mode of Sonic 3. And Knuckles. He is the hard mode. Bosses are a lot more difficult to deal with because of his gimp jump, the lack that he doesn't have the shield. Yeah, he is definitely the difficult mode of this game. But with Knuckles, you get to experience different pathways that Sonic and even Tails can't experience. But that is it. That is Hydro City. And when we are back here next, which is tomorrow, we will be experiencing the beginning of the second half of this game, which is Sonic and Knuckles. So, until then, peace.